Well. Here we are. Sunday stream, impromptu. Doing honestly a lot more numbers than I thought in the chat. Hello everyone. I just noticed actually that this has decided that it doesn't want to work properly. So let's fix that. Let's get a little bit of this going. That's a bit loud. We'll turn that down just a tad. Hopefully the sound is okay for everyone. Welcome. All my chores are done. I did all my chores like a good boy. And so I thought I would sit down and do this rather than any productive work that is piling up and that I need to do. And instead, we're here. We're doing streams instead because I find that Sundays give me a good opportunity to sort of nab some people that can't really make it in the midweek fantasy fix that is talking in the library. So I thought, why not give those people chance to join in today? Crank it up, heretic. You want me to crank? Okay, sure. We'll hold on. Oh man. So one of those things that AI is good for is getting me music that won't be copyright struck immediately. Can we hope for more streams at this hour? Maybe. It's going to depend on when I get bored. How is the wife? Wife? You okay?
Fat.
She says she's fat. Well, that's because she is...
Not self-deprecating kind.
Yeah, not the self-deprecating kind. You are very pregnant. He has been rolling around in there. We can now see on her stomach. Like I had my hand on there, and then I saw a wave of baby coming toward the hand and sort of lift the hand and go past. That was pretty cool. So he is growing big and strong in there. But you've yet to polish the altar of Lolth. I'm spoken for. I can't polish her altar, I'm afraid. But yes, more streams at this hour might be a thing. But the thing is, Sunday streams, impromptu streams, they do well. Because I just sort of feel like streaming for a bit, and so I hop on, and usually there's people around. But it is not as significant as, say, hey, let's do the weekly tittle stream, or let's do a special stream that is more well advertised, let's say. I'm surprised that we've broken 10 watchers, to be honest. Welcome, everyone. If you have not as of yet, please do like the stream and maybe share the link with a Discord server with some friends. Get some people in, and we'll have a good old Sunday morning for you Yanks, Sunday afternoon for me over here in the United Kingdom. Oh, thank you very much, Jeff. Geoff. I once knew a streamer, a Yu-Gi-Oh streamer, and I used to call him Jeff. He was not called Jeff. I used to do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh streaming back in the day with a group of friends in high school. I was never very good at the game, but I enjoyed playing, and now Yu-Gi-Oh has just become utter trash. Utter trash. Gonzo Rias... Okay. Oh, Gonzo Larias Bartap. I think I got that right. I was told to come here by Delver's Discord. Ooh. Senpai has been telling people to come hither, has he? Let's go and have a look-see. Where is this happening? Is it in off-topic? Oh, the Lord Otter joined Delver's Discord, did he? That's cool. I didn't even think Delver was awake at the moment. Hey, Shell, how's it going? It's still Saturday evening for you. Oh, dear. Collectible card games? No, they're not. I always thought the idea of TCGs trading collectible, card games and that was pretty fun. But the big issue with TCGs is scarcity is kind of necessary for the economy of the game, and that doesn't happen anymore. You don't go to school and you've got a new booster pack and you've worked on your deck a little bit and you've tweaked it, and your deck isn't truly your own. Instead, you've gone on the internet and you've found out what the meta is, and you've bought singles at £50 a card to create a deck. So the whole schoolyard vibe of Yu-Gi-Oh, of Magic the Gathering, of everything like that has been utterly destroyed by the modern world and by the internet. Nothing is new anymore. Like back in the day, if you wanted to beat a game, you actually had to work at the game and then beat it. Now you just go online and look it up. Speaking of which, I had intended to maybe stream some Dark Souls or some Elden Ring at some point. In fact, I was tempted to do some remastered Dark Souls if no one turned up, but we have some people, so we'll just have a little bit of a chat for now. Maybe do some Dark Souls in a bit. In clips and highlights, you say? Okay, let's have a look. Wait. Oh, would you look at that? Oh. Cheers, me dears. Oh, I'll say cheers, me dears in there. Oh, we got some activity in my Discord as well. By the way, my little Discord is members only. You have to be law sworn or higher to join my little Discord. But it's just little Dark Souls. You say, yeah, you have developed a bit of a fascination with Dark Souls since I showed you that video. So maybe we shall. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh involves over 5 summons a turn and about 10 negation. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I was going to perhaps take part in a formatted tournament, which kind of gets rid of a lot of Modern Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think it was even going to allow synchro summon, which would have been fun, but I've not heard anything since, so we shan't worry too much about things. In a similar sense, like Dungeons and Dragons has also had the same problem as modern TCGs. Because rather than read the books or come up with an idea for a character, you actually just go online and you listen to talking heads on the internet, or you go to Reddit and you look at these net deck character builds, these characters that are sort of pre-cooked for you, and you can just take one of those. I never really enjoyed. The idea of personalization of a unique individual character is, yeah, a lot of that has been lost as the internet has taken over, because everyone wants to gravitate towards doing the most numbers, the most damage, and you kind of lose the aspects of fun you might have otherwise, which is a real shame. It's the same issue one might have with. Let me rephrase. There is actually an opposite issue that is now going to start occurring with the rise of artificial intelligence, in that rather than being able to sort of homogenize something that should be individual to you, you're going to have nothing but content which is individual to you only, and the shared experience of a video game, a book, or a film is going to be a thing of the past if all content suddenly becomes tailored to you as a specific individual. And then all of a sudden, you're going to talk to someone about your AI movie that you watched last night about Elsa from Frozen beating Spider-Man in a fight in order to stop him from falling to the dark side and becoming Darth Vader's new apprentice or something such. And it's just going to be utter chaos and make no sense. And it's the same problem as video games. Once upon a time, people couldn't look up hints or strategies online. Yeah, you had to read Nintendo Power. Oh, wow. In fact, it would be fun to get Sir Schmib on here just to ask him, because he played Arena lately. I think he finished. I've never finished Arena myself. But he's a lot younger than me. And I wonder how much internet went into him doing that. It's on my to-watch list. There's so many videos from so many people that I really like watching. They're on my to-watch list, and I just never get around to. Synchro is the newest I can accept with Yu-Gi-Oh! Generally. There is a Link deck I do like Crawlers, which plays a lot like Pac-Man Deck of Old. If you remember. I don't remember Pac-Man. I remember Disaster Dragon. That was my bread and butter. Disaster Dragon decks. I was always a dragon player. I remember I was at the peak of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Powers when Chaos Dragons, Light Pulsar Dragon, Dark Fusion Dragon dropped. I enjoyed that deck immensely, and then they errated Future Fusion, and my fun was spoiled. And then the Necroz came out. That's when I stopped playing, was the Necroz. When that came out, and everyone thought that deck was just too fast. Now Necroz looks like, baby's first combo compared to the absolute utter power crap BS that is released nowadays. And I will say, Gonza, you are correct. Roleplay, story, combat. I agree. Yeah, I spoke too much about Yu-Gi-Oh! We lost 3 viewers. AI is going to make fan fiction much, much worse. Fan fiction is one of those dark abysses of the internet. It won't ever be worse, simply because it is an infinity encapsulated in more infinities. It will only ever be as bad as you think it is. I need you to roll 3d6 down the line. Shell. I understand the appeal, but I'm not a masochist. Pac-Man is a flip-based deck from old Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, you mean with Man-Eater Bug and Morphing Jar. Man, this is bringing back memories. In fact, I could go and grab. Actually, the last Yu-Gi-Oh! Product I bought was the Dragon Knights, the Cyber Dragons, the Dark Magician Dragons. I think there was a Blue Eyes deck as well. I can't remember. That's 3. That box set. That was a fun buy. I had a bit of fun with that. Sorry? Maybe? I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember. It had Dark Magician Girl Knight in there, which is one of my best looking cards I can think of. Should players be allowed to play as vampires or drow? No to vampires. I'm okay with drow if they can make it make sense. My most recent party has 2 drow elves in it. One drow has a constant disguise on, so people don't realize that he's drow, and the other is Elastrayan and gets treated very poorly in the wrong part of town. No, that is just it. It's a blue long box. I have to get it out. My audio sounds weird. Sometimes, la 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 la. Sometimes this microphone decides that it's going underwater. I do need to replace it still. So, yeah, give more donation so I can replace microphone. Don't actually do that. I did actually receive donations for the microphone. I just haven't got around to replacing it. The new year for me is going to be a bit of a fresh slate, a fresh round of effort, so to speak, as I try and get things working. New camera, new mic, new stream schedules. This was not going away, but we are going to start an Untold Destiny stream, I believe on Monday nights, so that we can get some Untold Destiny for people. Gonzalo Liras Bartabs, if you keep trying to say it, or just Gonzalo. Look at you. I would have got there eventually. You underestimate my power, but thank you for letting me know. Gonzalo. Yeah, the microphone does. Is it fixed? You'll have to tell me. Hold on. Yeah. How am I sounding now? Is it working now? That was me. I did it. Clever. Very funny. Well, the sound was obviously bad enough to drop the stream. Let's see. I am being mentioned. Yes, I'm being reminded that we're fighting a demon today. Let's see if I can grab Brass. I haven't spoken to Brass outside of D&D. Still bad? Okay. One more. Bear with me. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Apparently my microphone has decided to die a death. Now we're attempting to fix it. And the chat is going to have to tell me whether or not it's working. Because this is... It says it's working on my end. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Very glad to actually drop in, say hello for after weeks of watching Wednesday streams after the event. Hello, Tim. Welcome, sir. Welcome indeed. Thank you very much for dropping in. It's always a pleasure, sir. Sounds okay to you? Yeah, audio is back according to Heretic as well. Good. Very strange. Like I say, every now and again, No, still sounds the same. What? Hold on. Jeff is having issues, I think. Let's change the song, maybe? Maybe that will help. But hopefully, if I speak a little bit lower in tone, the sound will become more stable. It's better now. Thank you, Jeff. It's okay, everyone. Jeff's audio's fixed. We can carry on with the stream. What were we talking about?
Maybe he's referencing the fact that you're just sick.
Maybe, yeah, I am a little bit sick. That could be it. That could be what is having an issue with the sound. I sound a little bit nasally. But we are jumping around, viewers, so I'm wondering how many connections are being strange. Righto. I've got the bad news bards thing notified. So I will probably try and catch that on the replay because that is 2 a.m. for me, and I am going to be very much asleep because it's my last week of work before Crimbo. We do 5e, yes, mostly 5th edition. Although I am in the middle of transferring from 5th to Untold Destiny. Sounds much better with the music gone. That's a shame. I like the music. We were talking about how Conan would beat Drizzt in a fight. Yeah, whatever. Speaking of Conan, I do still have the Conan Exile server. I've not done too much on my base, but I've noticed there's a lot of people still playing. It's a very active server. Well worth the investment, I have to say. Yes. Ugh. Every now and again, the sickness just sort of goes through the head. It's like, woozy. You are indeed well sick, bruv. I shouldn't have read that out loud. Now I just feel dirty. BX. BX? Bardcore? Is that Bardcore? I honestly couldn't tell you. This is just a load of copyright-free, I believe, AI-generated music that I found on the internet that doesn't require credit or anything like that, which works well for me. Excuse me. Yes, Warlock and Celeste have been playing on there. You've also had a couple of the guys from Nerd Cognito on there. Paladin Steve's been playing on there. I believe Kinect has started playing on there. Yeah, Celeste has played quite a bit. In fact, I can tell you how much Celeste has played because I have her Steam. So, Celeste has played 21 hours on that server. Which is quite funny. Oh, Basic. Yes. I do have 2 copies of Basic because I was collecting some old games earlier on in the year and I accidentally purchased 2 because I didn't understand how eBay worked. I had not used eBay since I was buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards in high school. We're back. Yeah, we've gone all the way back to Yu-Gi-Oh. What would Drizzt answer? What is best in life be? Do you think? That's a good question. What would Drizzt answer be? I think the idea, what is best in life for Drizzt is the open road adventure and friends. That I think would be Drizzt's answer, is just the open road. Especially if you read a lot of the journal entries between parts when it's Drizzt speaking directly to the reader. You'll find that a lot of what he has to think about life is the experience of life. Whereas Conan's answer is obviously to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women, which is a lot more hardcore. I mean, the latest Conan story that I have read, because I've been reading sort of quite slowly through Howard's stories, was the one where Conan rescues Olivia, and there are demons on an island and a giant man-ape that he kills. Shadows on the Moon? Is that it? Or Shadows in the Moon? That was a fun one. But one thing that I find with Conan as a character throughout these stories is he's a lot more respectful to the ladies than what I think the memes might otherwise make out. I haven't read The Hour of the Dragon yet. It's probably in the book that I've got, just not got to it. -3. Ooh. Chippy. Chippy? Now I want some chips. Chili. Nippy is what I meant to say, and then I kind of mixed them together. Let's get rid of that. I think the next one is the Coast, I think, which is where Bella is introduced, I think. But I shall have to see. I say the problem is I read these stories sort of at a rate of one every couple of weeks. Uh, yeah, I need to fix my reading habits. I used to be a voracious reader, and as I've got older and work, things, you know, don't work. Another thing I need to do is stop watching so much shorts because they have built my attention span. And every time I get progress in pulling myself away from YouTube Shorts, I then end up watching a hell of a lot more, just falling into that hole. The audio again. Do I need to just turn the music off? There we go. Music's off. Does that fix it? I do believe this this microphone might actually be on the way out, boys and girls. So you know what?
You want me to get mine?
No, it's fine. That should fix it, I hope. We'll see what they say. I will say that the microphone has caught me out a few times in recording videos as well. So a couple videos have gone the way of the dodo when I listen back to them and find the microphone has decided to go all warbly halfway through. French! French! There are no French here. We'll maybe turn the music back on in a bit. We'll let the microphone settle down. I'm opening up my phone and I'm clicking on Amazon because I'm going to give some money to Jeff Bezos. And we're going to find a nice microphone.
Well, would mine work? Just have mine.
Well, maybe, but I was going to invest some better money into this one from the channel. Yeah, you've got to spend money to make money, as the saying goes. Unfortunately, though, I don't actually know what makes a good mic. Apparently, a lot of people use these soundboard things, which let them edit things from like an electronic software on their machine. I don't do any of that crap. Maybe I should. Pour one out for the mic, but pouring beer over a mic really does do it. Helping Hand 23. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, this microphone's available in pink. I could get a pink microphone. Lucky me. The interesting thing about pink and blue being boy and girl colors is that it used to be that pink was indeed the boy color and blue was the girl color. And I believe it was actually the royal family, the British royal family, that changed that. With pink and red being, passion and things being associated with men, and blue being nice and calm and serene being associated with women. And at some point in the 20th century, I think, might have been the late 19th, it switched around. And I could be bullshitting you entirely there because I'm not actually sure. This microphone looks fine. Any recommendations for good microphones? You got yourself a Shure MV7 Plus. You could just loot the body of a banker for money. That's a joke, government. I'm not going to do that. A huge jump in my high quality as a recording training video. Okay. Well, at the moment, just go with green. Why green? Do you mean green microphone or do you mean green for the baby? It's available in all sorts of different colors, actually, this one. Very interesting. Little desktop microphone. Got an arm for it as well. And I can knock off another couple quid with a voucher. An unknown error has occurred. I can't do the thanks, Amazon. My minus 13 degree Fahrenheit translates to minus 25 in Mind Flare measurements. I mean Celsius. Well, Mind Flares are dumb, and therefore I no longer like Celsius. Green is neither pink nor blue, but it is the best lightsaber color. Green is objectively the best lightsaber color because it glows more. You get more of a glow with a green lightsaber than a blue or a red one.
And black is gender neutral for all babies.
Yeah, I guess so, but a bit morbid.
You know what? I saw a kid walking, like a mom and her baby, like she was pushing her baby down the street the other day, and they were both in all black, and I was like, that's very cute.
Right, Shure MV7 is what Jeff has recommended. Ooh, Jeff, pricey. You vote for the word Taupi. I don't know what that is. Therefore, I refuse to pass judgment on whether it's a good idea or not. Jeff has chosen a very pricey microphone. Fancy taste. Because it's got a lot of recommendations from channels you follow. Well, I did say that I would spend money on it. And this microphone has served me well over what I think has been 10 years, but it is on its way out. I did spend about £100 on this 10 years ago, so in going for inflation and that, I'm probably not too far off of... I won't tell your wife. I want Jack to cosplay as Obi-Wan. Drop down from the rafters there. Hello there. I've got the facial hair coming in on the cheeks for that, but you know, if you're going to be a big streamer, you're going to have to get used to judging things you know nothing about. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Someone get that man a cupcake. I assume it's a man behind there. You never know. Intriguing. Well, this one, the MV7X, XLR only. I think I shall have to think more on that. The problem is, every time I say I'm going to think more on something, I then forget to do it because other things jump into my head, and one thing forces out another, as I'm sure you well know. General Kenobi. Elgato mic. Got it 3 years ago. There's a lot of different choices out there. Well, you know what they say about lumberjacks. They're okay. They dress in women's clothing. Is it a black and blue dress or a gold and white dress? Tim. Yeah. You know, there are plenty of things to talk about. I just can't think of them at the moment. I wanted the flexibility of both XLR and USB-C. You see, I use USB mostly. I could dig out some XLR cables, I think, if I'm thinking about the right thing. I'm not actually all that technically savvy, despite my age. Which scares me because the people coming up behind me, the Zoomers, are even less technically savvy than me, which is very strange. I know how to go in and do things, probably from modding Skyrim and Oblivion and things like that back in the day. My little brothers, no clue. Oh, Jeff. Thank you very much for the couple of bucks towards a new mic. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. E3 totally ruffle stomped the gamies. E33? Do you mean Claire 33? E3. Wow, that's a name I've not heard in a while. Didn't E3 get killed by that massive worldwide event that I'm maybe not allowed to talk about on YouTube? The new microphone using drow methodology. Up to you. Ashray, I think you may have a slight obsession. Right, I am going to attempt to bring the music back. We'll see if it kills things. Oh, Merry Christmas to you, Gonza. Thank you. I appreciate that, Gonza. Gonzalo, Gonza, Gonzalo. I will eventually get your name right. I'm just going to go through several iterations of it. Thank you very much. I much appreciate that. Ah, Christmas. That's another thing that keeps going around far too quickly. It was only Christmas last week. That's oh, you mean make small talk? Yeah, make small talk. What about your Christmas plans, guys? What do you got planned for Crimbo?
Those are Mars.
Ours is to get ready for having a baby, isn't it?
You were just talking about it earlier.
In a memento. Bless me. As I say, slightly under the weather. Cadley, hello, sir. Shouldn't you be at Spirit Soaring? Very happy Claire Obscure swept the board, but if things cannot be French things in the chat, we may have a problem. I did stream a little bit of Claire Obscure because the elf bullied me into doing it. And I have to say, I liked what I played. It didn't grab me. It's one of those games where you really do need to be invested. You need to be invested in the hook. And Claire Obscure 33, I found the hook very contrived. And it just wasn't for me. I thought the idea of, oh, you're counting down the age, and then, the people who hit that age, they go bye-bye. And then there's the old guy as soon as you get off the boat, and then he cuts someone's head off. And it's, I find it was too French for a start. And as an Englishman, it got to me. But the music was fantastic. The gameplay was great. But the actual... It was one big mystery box. And if there's one thing that I do not like in writing, it is mystery boxes. I think mystery boxes are vastly overdone and a product of my generation's very poor attempts at attempting to be clever with writing. And I apologize that the mystery box has become so prevalent in all media that my generation, that being the millennials, have a hand in. So, sorry about that. Because for the mystery to be good, I actually have to be interested in what could possibly be the reason for that mystery existing. And when it came with Claire Obscure, I didn't care about why the Paintress was there. I didn't care about why everything was counting down, or why the world was shattered, or what happened to get to that point, or why all the expeditions had died except one, and why there happened to be some surviving expeditionary members on there. I just didn't find it interesting, and I'm sorry.
Let's hope Emmy never hears it.
Yeah, mate, let's hope that Emmy never hears what I just said. The writers of Lost are your mortal enemies. I didn't really watch Lost. I didn't watch TV for many, many years. TV's never really interested me. What is a mystery box exactly? A mystery box is... The best thing to describe as a mystery box, and in fact, one of the best examples of the mystery box is all throughout Star Wars The Force Awakens. Rey is a mystery box. The writers specifically do not tell you things about her character in order to keep you engaged and maybe find out what the mystery is at the end. So you've got Rey's parents. What's her genealogy? That's a mystery box. Why was she abandoned? That's a mystery box. You've got the less so of a mystery box with the map to Luke Skywalker, but it is still sort of a mystery box. As where is Luke? Why has Luke gone off? Blah 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 blah. You've got the mystery box of the identity of Kylo Ren as Ben Solo. Those are mystery boxes, which and they are a tool. It's not that you can't have an interesting mystery box. It's that they're a little bit overdone for my taste. They don't tell you about Rey because they had nothing planned and were making S up as they went along. I'm sure you're right. Cadley, Expedition was definitely one of the better games made in recent years. As for a mystery box, it isn't every game is a mystery box outside of sports games. Again, a mystery box is a writing tool. It's a device, and I suppose you could make an argument that most things are, but there are other ways of looking at it. So if you take the best thing I can do is take what Clair Obscur was most definitely trying to be, and that is a new Final Fantasy series. If you look at Final Fantasy VII, which is the one I know the best, you have a mystery box in Cloud. In his background is a little bit shrouded in memory. He's having these sort of memory alterations done to him, and you can see that things might not be matching up. So there is a mystery box within the main character of Cloud, but it isn't what's actually driving the plot. What's driving the plot is okay, here is my main philosophy when it comes to plot. The plot needs to be driven by the desires of characters. In terms of Clair Obscur, the plot isn't driven by a character wanting to achieve something and then coming into conflict with another character and the plot sort of appearing through that. Instead, the plot is driven by the mystery box of the Paintress, of the countdown, and the whole entire thing is to open this mystery, solve it, and save the world, right? Which is fine. It's just not to my taste. If you then take, say, The Lord of the Rings, not the film, but the books, the plot is driven not through mystery, but through a desire to contravene the ambitions of Sauron. And then you've got other subplots between that. And then with Final Fantasy VII, the plot is driven by Avalanche's want to get at Shinra as sort of ecological terrorists, so to speak. And then you get mystery boxes that come throughout, which are more naturally revealed to the player over time, rather than being the core component of the game. Yeah, like I say, Clair Expedition 33 was a fantastic game. It just really didn't grab me. Beautiful music, beautiful graphics, really fun combat system, but it just wasn't for me. And I think that's because I have a very particular taste in writing. And that very particular taste in writing, it doesn't really hold room for what I consider a contrived starting point in Clair Obscur. Which is fine. We're allowed to like different things. Is my microphone doing silly things again? Because my green circle's going nutso. There's a difference between mystery box and unknown details. That is very, very true. Another mystery box from the Star Wars sequel trilogy, the ones with Rey, is that dagger, which was actually a map to the ruins of the Death Star, which was really bloody dumb, by the way. That is a mystery box. Like, what does this lead to? So these mysteries upon mysteries upon mysteries, and eventually you just get tired of it, because all it is, I use this analogy a lot. All it is jangling your keys in front of the baby's face in order to keep its attention. Any writing that comes across to me as keys being jangled to try and keep me invested immediately turns me off. any writing that keeps me invested purely because it's good writing is what should be aimed for, not. It comes down to a sales tactic. People love to buy, they hate to be sold to. And newer games, Baldur's Gate 3 was awful for this as well. Baldur's Gate 3 and Clair Obscur both did this. They have such a bombastic opening, although Clair Obscur's was certainly a little bit less action-packed. But the stakes and the introduction is so bombastic and so cosmologically incredible that all it comes across to me is jingle jangle, pay attention, you idiot. So yeah, I find that kind of writing intrusive, and I much prefer sort of a more natural build up to a mystery box and it to be the main core component. Cadley, Oblivion, the plot of Gates opening, world ending, Skyrim reappearing, world ending, Expedition Countdown, world ending. Make the comparison, you're right, it's not individual plot. And no one plays Oblivion and Skyrim for the main plot. No one does. Everyone ignores the main quests in those games. I did a stream a while back, Cadley, with a load of Elder Scrolls YouTubers, which you can go back and find. It wasn't too long ago. And most of the people there either had not killed Alduin in Skyrim or had only killed him once. And these are people that had thousands of hours in Skyrim. So it's the writing isn't what keeps people invested in those games. In fact, video games themselves, writing can kind of be a backseat part of the experience. Dark Souls is a fantastic example of this because the writing is all in sort of the back area of the game. You don't really interact with the story of Dark Souls too much unless you're paying attention. Because people are there to play the game and not there to be told a story, which I can appreciate myself on a very fundamental level. I have some private messages. Oh. Sorry, just need to reply to that. And also I have a message here. Where am I being mentioned? Down here. That's quite funny. Right. Where was I? I stood in line for 3 hours in 1977 to watch episode 4. You can imagine what I think of new movies. Yes, I can. The issue with the new Star Wars films is that it sort of, the prequels did fantastic world building, but they made a massive mistake in the midichlorian count stuff because that demystified the Force. Now, there is a real issue with demystifying parts of a narrative or parts of world building or setting, because you suddenly take away a lot of the intellectual guessing games that people can do on their own time. What the stuff that keeps people thinking about your property whilst they're not actively engaged with your property. If they're sat on a forklift in their shitty warehouse drop and they're just thinking about Star Wars and they're trying to figure, why is the Force this way? Why are some people Force sensitive? Is there something choosing? Is the Force alive? There's a lot of work the human mind can do on its own to make it self-interested without you having to give too much information. Which again is why mystery boxes kind of feel insulting to me, because if there's a mystery, I don't need to be told so. I can sort of start thinking naturally and come to the conclusion that there is something more to find out there. In 1977, it was not known as Episode 4. It was simply Star Wars, and I too saw then in theaters at 4 years old. I was born in 1995, so I was a little bit late to the party. So, Cadley says, demystifying a magic system. I've started falling off Sanderson books since it is all cosmic connected. I read the first 10 to 15 chapters of The Way of Kings, and that was about as far into it as I got. it's not that I don't like Sanderson's writing either. I'm not sure why it didn't grab me. But I think I'm just very difficult to please. I have exacting standards, I think, when it comes to narratives, writing, different types of fantasy. One of the big problems I had with Sanderson's writing is how the world building was so... It was trying very difficult to not be a Lord of the Rings clone. And when I can kind of have a meta view of why a decision was made, that takes me out of the story. One of the reasons I didn't like Baldur's Gate 3's companions is because I could see the meta decisions, the overarching writer's decisions as to why this character was acting in a certain way, rather than believe that this character was acting in a natural way that came out of the traits that they displayed. It's a very difficult thing to do, because it's very difficult, especially now when everyone's media literacy is so advanced, that it's so easy to now look behind the character and kind of guess at what the writer was thinking. It's another reason that I didn't particularly like that Dungeons and Dragons inspired show that you made me watch, my love, while Chris was here a few years ago. On TV, they played D&D. They were kids, and one of them went into a different realm.
We watched one episode of
Stranger Things, that's it.
I didn't make you. You act like I made you watch all of it.
We watched about 3 or 4 episodes.
No, we didn't.
We did, because I remember the girl dying in the pool. Is that still episode 1?
It might be episode 1 or 2.
Okay, well, I watched a couple episodes at least.
Yeah, but that's all we've ever watched.
It's just, again, the problem is when I watch things like that, I can see the background decisions being made and why things are happening on the screen. So I wasn't captured by it. I could just see writers behind the screen saying, let's do this and this because that'll have that effect.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, I think I took... it's a horrifying curse.
To be fair, I don't like Stranger Things because it feels like they're trying to rip off Stephen King, and you already know.
Yeah, I know how you feel about Stephen King. Yes, but no, Stranger Things to me was very much a paint by the numbers project. Didn't like it too much, but then again, that might be because I was like, oh, that's an SCP Foundation. Of course, this is what's happening there, and there's now a shadowy government involved, and blah blah blah. So yeah, are there any Baldur's Gate companions I did enjoy? That's an interesting question. Amazingly, I will say 2. There were 3, but they ruined Gale. Shadowheart annoyed me at first, but then when you started going through her story, I actually began to quite like the way she was. Especially her redemption. I'm a sucker for redemption stories. Lae'zel was probably the strongest companion. She acted according to her nature. She didn't really see things in terms of good or evil. She was a logical fighter. And when you actually have Lae'zel wanting to... Lae'zel's ambitions and decisions made sense given what you knew about her. And she was also, despite being an alien space elf that lived in a sea without time, Lae'zel had the most grounded story. There are a group of knights important to her culture that she wishes to become one of. Everyone else's story is batshit insane. Gale fucks a goddess. Astarion shouldn't have been written ever. Shadowheart has a more bombastic story, but at least can still make sense. Will and Karlach are dumb. You know, so Lae'zel, despite being a literal space alien, her inclusion in the story, considering you're fighting mind flayers, actually makes sense. Which is really, really... That encapsulates the problem with Baldur's Gate 3, is very little of it makes sense. When you actually think about what goes on in that game, none of it makes sense. You convert Shadowheart into the ways of Lolth. Brilliant. Now, of course he did. Oh, there's a Star Wars debate going on in chat. Very lovely to be here, but I must off on Driz. Best thing in life, the open road changed. Well, Tim, thank you for coming in. Have a good rest of the afternoon. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Bear with me. With your need for a higher level of writing and the style that captures you, my favorite series of all time that is more dense than anything else is Malazan. You have recommended that to me before. I would make a note of it. I did have some scrap paper around here. I'll do it on this. Malazan. Okay, my pen died. I'll make a note to perhaps get. Come on. That's a shame. I like this pen. It's just died on me. Malazan. In fact, you know what? Whilst I have it on my mind, we'll have a little look at that Cadley. Because that is... I have been looking for something fresh to read, because I tend to circle around the same properties at the moment. I still need to finish off Dragons of Spring Dawning. I read partway through chapter 1, and I put it down to take care of something one day, and then I didn't pick it back up, which happens to me an awful lot. One thing forces out another, as you are well aware. First book is Gardens of the Moon, 10-book series. Oh boy. Malazan. Book of the Fallen, 1-5. Steve Erickson. Gardens of the Moon. That's an audiobook version. Book of the... Hold on. Garden of the Moon, was it? It ruined other books. Brilliant. Gardens of the Moon. Am I able to get it on its own? There's one left in 18 quid for a paperback. It looks like I'm going to have to buy a box set. So I will probably come back to that. Leave me a comment at some point in the future. And of course, someone is going to be shouting at me about the book about Lyra. I think Ashray is the one that keeps telling me to read her book. But again, I find that I spend too much time in the Forgotten Realms at present. I need to break myself out of the Forgotten Realms. Oh, excuse me. Dragonbone Chair series by Todd Williams. Mr. That's all, folks. That's another username that's going to have to be explained to me. I think we'll ever get adaptations of D&D outside the Sword Coast in the actual Forgotten Realms. If you mean books, I actually highly recommend the Sellsword trilogy, which follows Jarlaxle, Baenri, and Artemis Entreri in Bloodstone, which is far, far to the east of the Sword Coast. And is probably one of my favorite trilogies from R.A. Salvatore. But I am a bit of an Artemis Entreri fanboy. And as I say, I'm a sucker for redemption stories. The Audible is good too if you prefer that over the physical copy. Maybe I shall, because I do have, you know what? I do have dozens of audiobook credits at the moment. Because how many do I have here? Or I have 6 credits, which means for 6 months I've not purchased a new book. So let's go here. Malazan. Malazan, Book of the Fallen series by Stephen Erickson. Who is this written by? Oh, sorry, audio booked by, recorded by. Ralph Lister. Is that the chap? The ones narrated by Ralph Lister? Is that the ones you mean? If so, I will use a credit to get one now, and I will maybe have a... tell you what. Hopefully I don't get sued for this, but let's see if this works.
This is Audible.
Ah! Not what I expected.
By Penguin.
By Penguin, apparently.
Gardens of the Moon by Stephen Erickson. Performed by Ralph Lister.
Go on then.
This novel is dedicated to I.C. Esselmont.
Okay.
World. Prologue. 1154th year of Burns' sleep.
Oh, he does that. I do that.
96th year of the Malazan Empire.
I do that.
The last year of Emperor Kellanved's reign.
Oh. It's a very fantasy names.
The stains of rust seem to map blood seas on the black, pocked surface of Mock's vein.
Okay. I'm going to stop after that first sentence. That is a go for from me. There are far too many fantasy novels that do not double down on description. I like me some description, and that was some good description. So there you go. I have now got the first book on audiobook. Because it's a lot cheaper than having to buy in a physical copy. You can get Out of Forgotten Realms after you start reading Starlight and Shadows trilogy. You know what? I've been telling you for ages I will have a go at that book, so maybe I should grab it. Oh, thank you, my dear. Thank you, my love.
You want a tangerine?
Latifah, yeah, I'll have a little bit of a tangerine. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Look at us being healthy. All right, that's one book purchased. What was the other one?
Who are you talking to?
That was the Malazan series as recommended by Cadley. I've got audiobook credits, so use them.
Well, I think I downloaded the one that Ashtray told you a while ago.
Oh, onto here, did you?
I thought I did, because I have your... I'm connected to your Audible, so I just did it one time.
So, what's just happened there, Ashray, is my wife has said she's already downloaded the Starlight and Shadows trilogy onto my phone for me, which I find quite funny. I don't think you did, actually, my love.
Maybe I put it in your wish list.
Was Kingdom of Ash one of yours?
Yeah.
The Sleeping Dragon? One of yours?
No.
Sheep Farmer's Daughter?
Mm-mm.
I don't know where a lot of these have come through, to be honest. I've got a lot of stuff in my library that I don't remember.
You can list, maybe. Wish list. Yeah, I think I put them in a wish list.
Oh, it's in wish list, is it?
Sorry, my bad.
That's all right. So there's Daughter of the Drow, Tangled Webs, and Windwalker. Which one's the first one, Ashray? Maybe I got the Sleeping Dragon because Heretic recommended it to me at some point. Seems like he knows about it. Too many book recommendations, not enough time. But we do actually... I will say this. If you enjoy this kind of talk, if you enjoy talking about books, I have started a book club, which will likely have its first sort of go-around come January. It is part of a membership perk for the Ink Guard, which is the highest membership I offer. But if you like book clubs and you want to read along and have these sorts of discussions, either on stream or not, then you are more than welcome to become an Ink Guard and follow along with these sort of studies. That's quite a good tangerine now.
Yeah.
Tangerine?
Yeah, Waitrose. It has to be nice.
Very nice.
Gotta get that vitamin C to keep you well.
Indeed, yes. So if people want book clubs, that is where the book club shall be. I am of two minds as to whether or not I shall stream the book clubs or just simply have a Discord call. But we shall see. So let's get some more music going, shall we? Let's go to this one. I may need to go visit the Daughter of the Drow is the first book, is it? Okay. Yeah, book one is there you go. I have now purchased with 1 credit the Daughter of the Drow. So you can shout at me as to whether or not it's so I've look, I've downloaded it. You can see that I've downloaded it. So it's they're going extinct due to a mold. I doubt that'll happen too quickly. No, tangerines or citrus or something. Heretics saying things in the chat
Don't say that.
as they are wont to
Don't
do.
give me horror stories about citrus.
Horror stories about not the citrus, anything but the citrus.
Pretty much.
Right, chaps and chapettes, I need to visit the little boy's room, so I'm going to quickly put the little break screen up. Bear with me here, and I will be back in a moment. I have returned. Isn't it lovely? I do like this music. I'll keep this on for a bit. Oh, I wonder how much longer we should go for. Maybe another 20 or so. Keep things going. We do still have a few new people in. I'm interested to hear from the new folks as to where they came across me from. I do enjoy tea. It must be genetic. Cadley went to get groceries. Well, he's probably already gone, but good luck to him. Oh, you found me through Twitter, eh? You see, I always wonder how Twitter does in terms of the algorithm for me. There are 5,000 people apparently that follow me on Twitter, but I couldn't tell you if any of them were actually real. Obviously, a couple of them were. Yes, I know how you found me, Heretic. Oh, another one from Twitter on Ashray. Yeah. There you go. Maybe spending so much time on the old Twitter was not actually as worthless as I might have thought it to be at the time. So I'm glad that I kept going with it because we've gotten some good community members out of it by the sounds of it. Hopefully, Mr. You're gonna have to tell me how to say your name, man. Hopefully, you'll stick around because things only get better. Is what I would say if it wasn't a goddamn lie. Now, the interesting thing is we still have a couple people on Rumble and a couple people on Twitter as well, although Twitter doesn't actually give much in the way of data. I do think that Elon needs to fix the streaming slightly on Twitter, maybe make it its own thing. Because a lot of it it will count things as views that aren't views. Mr. Da Dead One. The Dead One? Maybe. I prefer mine. Dead. Oh, Porky the Pig. Never be allowed to have that sort of thing again.
What, cartoons?
Indeed. Now it's all
or actual comedy.
actual comedy. I wonder what I should do for Tittle this week. I was given a good idea by Dean and Vicky, but I'm wondering if I actually have enough time to get it done. That's another thing, actually. Do we do a Boxing Day Tittle? No, a Christmas Eve Tittle, I should say, because Wednesday, 2 weeks from now, falls on the 24th.
You should do something special for the people who do show up.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll think on it.
Maybe.
Can you read something without getting banned?
Perhaps the Bible. So I'm sure someone would still copyright strike that.
Maybe you could play a game, a Christmas game, and by Christmas, it has to have elves.
Yes, maybe. I will say the YouTube, for whatever reason, does actually just decide to use your tag now. It used to use your name, your display name. And then about a month ago, I want to say, maybe 2, it changed over to tags, which confused me greatly. Confused me. It's why I'm calling Chained Fae Heretic, because that's his display name. But for some reason, it all comes up as tags now.
Yeah, it's annoying.
I think it's because everyone...
It's especially annoying for me for Paladin Steve.
Yeah.
Because it's just his name.
It's just his name now. The thing is, I think everyone got jealous of X. And they all saw how well Elon was doing. And now that all of a sudden we need to make sure that we all use tags.
Mine are the same on both. So
Yeah, same. Same. I'm probably going to start reverting everything to this tag rather than my old gamer tag now. That's quite funny. I want to play a game. We could play Talisman.
On the computer?
Community Talisman. That could
really?
take hours.
And imagine the content though.
Imagine the content though. Community Talisman, that could be fun.
It could be, and like everyone will get angry.
Everyone will get angry.
Everyone will love it.
Everyone will love it. Yeah, we could play Community Talisman because it is free on Steam, so we could get loads of people into a game and just have everyone play Talisman. People that don't know Talisman, it is a fantasy board game with a lot of PvP.
It might be worth getting an expansion or so though, because it can be. Like,
That would just make it take even longer.
I said an expansion,
Maybe.
like a good one, a decent one.
Let's change up the music a tad to something spooky.
I see my name. Hang on.
Yeah, that's the comment about you being Jigsaw from the Duel franchise.
I'm not into gore horror though.
Talisman is very, very fun, but it's also
horrible.
it's also horrible. It's a game that you can be on top of the world 1 minute, and then it will crush you, and you'll never come back again.
It's like Monopoly.
Yeah, it's like Monopoly, but for nerds.
It's our family's Monopoly.
It's our family's Monopoly. What meat am I doing for Christmas this year?
I was thinking beef. We both like
Beef?
Beef.
Load of beef, okay.
Well, maybe ask them. See what they think.
What? I usually do a big roast every year for Christmas. I will roast a big meat. What should I roast for Christmas this year, chat?
So tell them you're regular.
I like lamb, but Vix doesn't like lamb.
It's just different. Lamb isn't big in America.
I like beef. Vix is okay with beef.
Poultry you're not okay with.
It's not that I'm not okay with poultry. It's just boring.
It's just like it's the.
Yeah. Why would I? If I wanted poultry, I could do that any time of the year. But if I want like proper meat,
Roast beast.
beast.
I mean, what's more festive than that? It's the Grinch.
Let's go find the questing beast and kill that and roast its haunch.
We have done like a nice gammon shank before with like a.
Yeah, like the cinnamon gammon that you did a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nice.
that's like ham for them. Tell them.
Ham. Very spooky music. You know, I'm not feeling this spooky music as much as I thought. Let's have fantasy fight music. I think beef is probably where we're gonna go,
Yeah.
but it'll be a lot of it. I don't do halfsies. When we make Christmas dinner, we're eating that Christmas dinner for a week afterwards.
Mm.
There's actually a really nice little story I know. I think it was St. Francis. I might be wrong. But St. Francis back in the day was, it was Christmas Day, but I think the way the church calendar fell is a solemnity was on the same day as Christmas. And solemnities in the Catholic Church, you don't eat meat. You fast. And someone went up to St. Francis, I might be wrong on the saint, and said, why are we eating meat? And Francis turned around and said, brother, it's Christmas. I wish the wolves could eat meat on Christmas. So yeah, it's always a story that's kind of stuck in my head. I like that one. I think we're coming to sort of a natural wind down of the stream. We've been going for an hour and a half or so.
Maybe do a poll, see what people want for Christmas.
Poll.
I do like the talisman idea.
Talisman. Righto, here's a little poll. That's a super chat goal. Not asking for that right now.
Oh, I meant just on Twitter. You don't have to do it
Oh, I could do it on. I'll have a little go into the chat here. So, you know what? I shan't do a poll because it's too closed. Everyone should just type in chat now if they would like a Christmas Eve stream, which is huge. You know, it falls on the same on a Wednesday, which is Tittle Day.
Well, I'm working Christmas Eve anyway, so
I won't be.
I know.
Yay. We'll see. We'll see what we'll do. But if people want a Christmas Eve stream, I'm more than happy to do a Christmas Eve stream. but we shall see. It'll have to depend very much on people's lives, because you know Christmas isn't exactly a watch your favorite YouTubers time, is it? It's a
Christmas is also the loneliest time of the year.
Christmas is the loneliest time of the year, so maybe people would like it. You never know. But other than that, yeah, Heretic's up for it, but we will see. I'll maybe put something on Twitter and on several different Discordy type places as well, and we will have a good see as to what people might want to do on Christmas Eve, if anything. Because as I say, Damien's here still. Hello, by the way, Damien. Nice seeing you. It's weird. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be sort of family time, but there's going to be a lot of people who are lonely and want something else to do.
Those are usually us. We just have
Yeah, we're not really big Christmas people.
mm-mm.
Outside of sort of religious obligations anyway.
And each other.
And each other, yeah. We don't really go places. We don't see wider family.
We don't really do gifts.
We don't really do gifts. We don't even do a Christmas tree. We do food. We do a big dinner. Might do a nativity set this year. Maybe next.
Watch Lord of the Rings.
Watch Lord of the Rings, perhaps. That's a Christmas film. It's got elves in it. But no, it's not really I've never really been one for Christmas trees anyway. When my family was doing Christmas trees and I was a kid, I'd just go off and do my own thing.
I don't want to be responsible for cleaning one up.
Yeah, fair. Right, well, I'm going to end the stream, I think, because we've been talking for a good long while. We need to sort about dinner. We need to think about game night as well, D&D night. So, everyone, thanks for joining this impromptu stream. It's been a nice little chat. I've enjoyed it greatly. Remember, if you do want to be part of any upcoming book clubs, maybe I'll make a little quick video today advertising the book clubs. You need to be an InkGuard member of the channel. You can click join the channel below this video on any browser or, I believe, app now. Click InkGuard, sign up, and you are then going to be able to be part of the upcoming book clubs, which I think is going to be fantastic success. We've already got a handful of InkGuard ready to go. It'll be fun. It'll be good fun. Other than that, everyone, thank you for being here. Have a good night.